Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video, and we got this part 2 of the Larry Bird comes up clutch to take series lead. Definitely a classic game right here, man. You know that part 1 was crazy, man. It was really starting to get good. We're about to get into this part 2, man. So yeah, subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day. And yeah, let's get straight back into it, man. We back at this part two, man. This is an intense, this is good, man. Anybody that's been watching, watching this and been to that game, man, y'all is so lucky. I wish I could have, man. Man, I'm telling you, this is good. But let's get back into this part 2, y'all. Let's get it.
Here's that last play when Larry Bird was fronted in the post. He's going to be fronted in the post. They're going to throw the ball off the backboard right down the gut to him. He's going to get it and lay it in. Let's take a look at it. Low post position, Dennis Rodman fighting him for position. DJ off the glass. Larry Bird right there for the pass, and he scores. That's a set play, and they executed it to perfection.
Lambeer into Dantley. Past Parrish. Parrish gets him from behind. Dantley has been tremendously effective inside, 16 points, and dug only 2 free throws. This will be the 3rd free throw opportunity of this game for Adrian Dantley.
When Detroit went out to trade for Adrian Dantley, they did so with one purpose in mind. They wanted a player who could score in the low post. And you say, what about Bill Lambeer? Well, he's a perimeter player. As is maybe Ricky Mahorn, who does not score that well in the low post. Adrian Dantley is their legitimate man to be able to get the ball inside, score, and draw a foul.
Traded Kent Benson and Kelly Tripucka for Adrian Dantley. There were many questions as to whether Dantley would fit in Detroit, and there were some problems with Dantley and Daly, frankly, at the beginning of the year, but they're very happy now, particularly because they're winning. They're on a roll, and Dantley's a big part of it. Illegal defense. It's called on Detroit, and this will be the technical, and there will be a shot. Larry Bird will take it.
They've called it on Adrian Dantley. They said he was 2 zones away from his man, so Bird will shoot the technical.
And it gets big right here, Doug, because Detroit had cut the Boston lead to 3. So that makes it 4, and Boston gets the ball. 3:21 remaining in the first half. It's been as good a game as we expected. The players are all business. We haven't seen anything in the way of fight tendencies or anything of that nature in this game so far. Don't get me wrong, they are intense. Bird from Dennis Johnson missing from the perimeter, and he's really struggling out there, Larry Bird. He's in a definite perimeter shooting slump during this series.
So we're going to go one-on-one. Adrian Dantley with Darren Day watching. He likes to spin.
Parrish came to help him. That gave him the reverse and the opportunity for the drive and the feed. Isaiah Thomas to Rodman.
They're really running that play well. Dantley's finding the double team. He's swinging it quickly, and then Thomas driving it right through the defense and spotting the Rodman. That's twice he's got Rodman layups off that play.
Now Bird with 15 on the shot clock. All the way to Ainge from the baseline. Big bucket by Danny Ainge, 4-2. The lead had been cut to 2. Now Boston by 4. Boston's biggest lead has been 12 in this first half. 2:22 remaining.
Look for Vinnie Johnson coming off the screen for a jump shot.
There he comes. He gets the ball. Day's on him.
He wants it. He's going to take him and look for his shot.
Shot clock to 9. Lambeer rattles it around. As you pointed out in games 1 and 2, though, when Vinnie Johnson can't shoot that shot in rhythm and has to put it on the floor, he's not as effective.
Look like Dale Ellis out in Seattle. When you force him to put it on the floor, it disrupts his timing.
Bird on the baseline, double teams, gets it to Johnson. Shot clock to 9. Back to Bird again. 3 seconds. I believe it was Darren Day. Turnover. Detroit gets the ball. Boston leading by 4. 1:40 to go, second quarter. Boston with 8 turnovers in the first half.
Again, isolating Dantley at the top against Day. He's going to try to force the double team and look to swing it.
To Lambeer. That's the shot Detroit wants, but Lambeer's got to hit it. He hit it in Detroit. He's not been so effective here in the Garden. Down to Parrish. Inside, over the double team. He's fouled. Looked like Dennis Rodman got him, and that's who gets the foul, is Dennis Rodman.
Boy, Larry Bird really working hard off the ball. He's bumping Bird. You see all the contact. Bird gets himself out on the wing. The ball is dumped into Parrish, and then Rodman coming over to try to give help. Hits Robert Parrish on the hand, and Robert Parrish goes to the free throw line.
Bill Walton not able to give Robert Parrish any rest. He tried to play, got about a minute of action in the playoff series against Milwaukee. Had to go back to the bench. His ankle is just not getting it in. The foul is going to be on Detroit. Blocking foul. And it's on Dennis Rodman. McHale is not in the game right now, Doug Collins. He's got some foul problems.
Well, he's been on the bench for a long time.
Dennis Johnson doesn't get the roll. Lambier gets the rebound. Boston by 5, less than a minute to go in the half. It was taken away by Darren Day. Parrish shot it off rhythm, and Detroit keeps dodging the Boston bullet. Boston had a chance to get this lead about to 10, but Detroit just hung in there. They come back, and the lead has been cut now to 3.
Robert Parrish was very tentative jumping off that left ankle that time. You could see him. He did not take it. Normally he would try to dunk that ball. He very gingerly tried to shoot that shot.
Nice play by Darren Day. It doesn't fall. The tip by Parrish. He can't get it to fall, and Parrish takes Lambier to the...
Oh, there it go, y'all. I didn't know it was this game. There it go, man. There it go. There it go.
It doesn't fall. The tip by Parrish. He can't get it to fall, and Parrish takes Lambier to the ground.
Yo, one more time.
The Boston bullet. Boston had a chance. It doesn't fall. The tip by Parrish. He can't get it to fall, and Parrish takes Lambier to the ground with a right forearm.
The security guards are out on the floor right now, too. Now, I mean, something had to be called on Robert Parrish. That's got to be a punching foul or something. I don't know what the deal is here, but Robert Parrish just hit him in the face twice. It's got to be something. That's got to be more than just a foul on Darren Day. And I'm not trying to choose sides, but watching the game and watching the replay, that was 2 punches to the face.
It is really hard to believe, considering what has happened in the history of this series, that flagrant forearm by Robert Parrish, whether it was deserved or not, is beside the point for what I'm saying. Parrish does not even get called for a foul. The foul was called on Day prior to that play.
That was not
Thomas
right.
shoots.
That was not right. Lambier should have shot 2 free throws. There should have been a technical, should have been a punching foul, something, but there had to be something called. It's like it never even occurred. That's not right.
Well, we'll keep our eyes on these two to see what will happen. Parrish doesn't get the bounce. Rebound, Dantley. Isaiah throwing it. He was aware of the clock. Dantley wasn't. At the end of the half, and oh, what a half it's been. Lambier and Parrish walking out beside each other over there. We'll keep our eyes on them. There are the first half statistics, and the big disparity in free throws made, 10 more for the Boston Celtics. But look at this. Detroit shooting 55%, the Celtics shooting 53%. The front lines are about even Steven. This game is a 2-point Boston lead, and it is going to really get down to it. This is about as even as these two teams can be.
I think that the key could be fatigue. As the game winds down, Larry Bird played all 24 minutes. Parrish played 21. Dennis Johnson played 21. The only guy who did not play his normal minutes in that first half was Kevin McHale, and he picked up 3 fouls, so he had to sit down. So he could be fresh in the second half, and that could be a difference.
Might mention that Isaiah Thomas, Lambier, and Dantley played 21 of the 24 minutes for the Detroit Pistons. We're underway. Third quarter, Game 5, Eastern Conference Championship Series. They're tied at 2. Ainge, a great move to the hoop, and the tip in by McHale, but they call basket interference. It will not count.
That ball was going to go in. It looked like the English of the ball was spinning that ball back into the basket, and Kevin McHale with those long arms reached up and tapped it in the basket with the ball still on the cylinder, so the shot was negated.
Well, Detroit scored the first basket of this game. It's been their only lead When Lane Beer scored on a layup, let's see if they can tie on the first basket of the second half. Dumars missing badly. McHale to Ainge, and the Celtics getting back slowly. Parrish very slowly getting back. McHale with the reverse, and he'll go to the line for a three-point opportunity. Robert Parrish did not even get to the timeline. His ankle has to be bothering him.
I think he's going to pick and choose his spots when he runs, but Danny Ainge got bailed out here. He makes a move, he gets in the lane. He has no place to go, but his athletic ability helped him find Kevin McHale. That's playing with each other for 5 or 6 years. You know where to look for a certain guy on the floor. More importantly, it's a three-point play and a third foul on Bill Laimbeer.
So Boston by 5 after Detroit had a chance to tie it. Isaiah Thomas splits the two defenders, misses the shot attempt, and Robert Parrish is fouled as he gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Isaiah Thomas.
Frustration foul, Isaiah Thomas. He missed the tough shot, then he went to try to get it back. Isaiah shot 3 for 8 in the first half, but he did have 7 assists, so he got his team some easy baskets. The one thing with Isaiah, he does not want to get too much where he feels like he has to take the game over by himself.
Dennis Johnson on the drive and the lay-in. The first effective penetrating move by Dennis Johnson in this game. In games 1 and 2, Dennis Johnson made a living driving the lane.
They're going to run isolation for Dantley. They're going to try to let him take the ball to the basket against Larry Bird. Maybe draw a foul.
Here he comes. Can't get the shot off. McHale gets it to Bird. It's a Boston break. They've got the numbers. Bird. And Boston leads by 9. In a minute and a half, Boston has increased their lead by 7 points in 1 minute and 30 seconds. A 20-second Detroit timeout.
Boston wants to jump on you in the first period and to start the third period. Ironically, that's exactly the same score that Detroit led by in the third quarter of game 2, 65-56, when they had to call it, when Boston had to call a timeout. But Bird, under control, takes the ball to the baseline, little feathery jump shot to put his team up 9. But so many times what happens, you come out of that locker room in the third quarter in Boston Garden, they hit you with the surge, and you have to play uphill. Right now, Detroit has got to get a good shot, Bob. The 3 times they've come down the floor in this period, they've gotten bad shots.
Detroit has failed to score in this half in a minute and a half. Bird with 15 in the game right now. There's a good shot, but Thomas missed it. Boston runs.
Got to get up on Bird. He'll look to shoot a 3. He'll try to throw the arrow right through your heart.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Dantley out on Bird. 5 seconds on the clock. Johnson knows it. He shoots it and misses it. Boston couldn't get anything going that time. Detroit still hasn't scored in over 2 minutes of the second half.
They're running a lot of isolations right now. Not good ball movement. Isaiah got that one going. They're doing a lot of standing around right now. When they have their success in that second period, they open the floor up and they move the ball very well.
Only 9 points for Isaiah Thomas. He had 7 at the half. He has 7 assists. Parrish gets the open Johnson. They reverse it to Ainge. Here's a three-pointer. Bird tipped it to McHale.
What a presence of mind. What a great play. With his left hand, tips it to Kevin McHale for a layup. Great play.
Boston by 9. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Ainge behind the back. Here comes Benny Johnson. Ainge finger rolls it home. Boston goes up by 11. A 9-point, a 9-2 Boston run in a little over 3 minutes of this second half. Detroit gets a full timeout now. 8:51 to go in the third quarter.
Great players make great plays. The shot's going to come from the corner. Bad timing. The ball bounces. Larry Bird comes over, tips it to Kevin McHale for a layup. Let's watch it.
And we're back to live action. And Mahorn gets the basket. 69-60 Boston. 8:33 to go, third quarter. getting the perimeter shot again. 9-point lead. Isaiah Thomas penetrating. Gets it over everybody. He's fouled. They go to the free throw line. And Isaiah Thomas starting to take the ball to the hoop now. If he gets untracked here, it'll be problems for Boston. If he doesn't, Doug, it'll be problems for Detroit. And by that I mean sometimes Isaiah can get a little bit out of control, and we'll see what happens. Baseball coming up next on tape delay. Braves and Cardinals.
You know, that was a very good timeout by Chuck Daly, though. Anytime you call a timeout, you'd like to change the rhythm and the momentum of the game. They came out, they got a nice set play, they got a score, they got a defensive stand, they came out, and Isaiah got to the line. He makes 2 free throws, so a little 4-0 spurt after timeout. That's the importance of being able to settle your guys down, make sure you start executing.
Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul as Ainge saw him off balance a little bit and took the body.
Yeah, sometimes when people, because I've been noticed even like today's ball, like some people be just all up on them. Like, come on, man, you got to give them some space sometime. Like, I understand you want to be defense, but a lot of people, they do that a lot.
To him.
Danny Ainge is deceptively quick for a 6'5" player, and Isaiah just couldn't quite get there, and he bumps him. So important to have Danny Ainge on this team. He's an experienced player. He's also a very gutty player. He'll spot up and shoot the 3. He's not afraid to take a big shot when the ball is rotating on the perimeter.
Lambier and McHale fighting for position on the inbound play. Official Jess Kersey had to go in there to separate them. They get it to McHale. The fall away goes. Boston by 9. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. There's Parrish doing what he does best.
That's the shot Dantley hit in Detroit right there. That's what made him so tough to defend against. Because when he makes that set shot, you've got to come out and play him, and now he can drive it around you.
Dantley with 19. Ainge, double team. Offensive foul.
That's 4 on Kevin McHale. That is a big, big foul right there.
McHale, the first player with 4 in the game.
Now, does KC go to his bench, or does he leave McHale on the floor with 4 fouls? This is a big time now for KC Jones.
Keep our eye on that as Detroit trailing by 7.
They're going to go right to Mahorn. That could be the 5th foul on McHale. That's what
it's on McHale. That's 5. Good call, Doug Collins. Now KC Jones has no other option but to go to the bench. Madden over to talk to the scorers table. Let's see what happens here. Kite is going to check in.
Well, Kevin McHale ruled with bumping him in the back. 5th foul. Kite will come in the ball game. Well, that is big, big trouble there for the Boston Celtics, because Kevin McHale is probably the premier low-post player in basketball at the power forward position.
McHale has 18 points and 6 rebounds, and Doug, maybe it's easy to second guess now. Maybe, in fact, KC should have gotten McHale out of there with the 4th foul. Easy to say now. Dantley with 2 perimeter shots, and it is a 5-point game. Now the foul on Joe Dumars. Kersey and Madden may be calling this very closely in the second half. Remember the altercation just prior to halftime with Parrish and Lambier. Lambier had gotten an elbow up high, but then Parrish with a forearm decked Lambier. No foul was called. Here's Bird down low.
Offensive foul. Larry Bird. Larry Bird looked to try to turn the corner. Adrian Dantley is not a shot blocker, Bob, so the only thing he's going to do is play position defense on you, so that very seldom will you get him out of position and be able to use your shoulder on him. He's going to stay down on the floor and try to strip you as you go up with the ball.
Dantley and Lambier with a 2-man game.
Let's see if Adrian wants to shoot this shot.
Wants to drive on Bird. He's really feeling it. Lambier with the offside rebound. And the foul on Boston.
KC Jones might need a timeout here. The Celtics getting a little bit out of sync. Lambier in excellent offensive rebound position, as is Rick Mahorn. You see DJ is stuck behind him. Lambier tried to quick shoot it, couldn't get it to go down, and Mahorn then with a follow-up, and they ruled Bill Lambier will have 2 shots.
Greg Kite gets the foul. McHale on the bench with 5 Boston fouls. Lambier has 10 points in the game. 8 rebounds, 3 assists.
Chuck Daly's timeout completely turned around the fortunes of his ball club. They were down 11. Things were sinking on them. And all of a sudden now they've climbed back to a 4-point game.
Dumar's all over Dennis Johnson. We'll keep an eye on that matchup also. Oh, it has become an intense one. We expected no less. Shot clock to 10 for Boston. Leading by 4. Bird to Parrish. Got him airborne, missed the layup. Foul on Kite. Two quick fouls on Greg Kite.
They got the ball inside to Robert Parrish. He couldn't get it to go. Kite battling on the boards. A loose ball foul over the top. And Detroit now should really look to attack the basket, as they will be in the penalty the rest of the way, so they'll be shooting free throws.
Horn misses the hook shot.
Not a good shot there. It was a forced running hook shot. You want to make something go towards the basket.
Boston by 4. They've led by as much as 12. Detroit led on the opening basket only. Bird missing from the perimeter. Has not hit one from outside of 15 tonight. Lambeer from 18. Cans it.
I will tell you one thing. You got to give Bill Lambeer a lot of credit. You might not like him, the way he plays or anything, but I will tell you one thing. The guy.
Yeah, he said that right too. He said you might not like him. He said that right, man.
Got courage. He's come into Boston Garden, and he's playing his head off right now.
And K.C. Jones does get a timeout as Boston's lead is whittled to 2 with 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Kevin McHale out of the ball game. 5 fouls, and you see he had been becoming a point. He leads all Boston scorers.
Well, he got in early foul trouble. First half only played 13 minutes. He came out, picked up his 4th. Detroit ran down and put him in the post against Mahorn. He was immediately called for his 5th. Now he's going to have to set the whole rest of this third period, which is almost 5.5 minutes. And then he's going to come back and have to try to play the whole fourth period with 5 fouls. It's going to be tough.
K.C. Jones got Kite out of there. He picked up 2 quick fouls and put Day in. So Boston in with a very small lineup. Bird missing again. Isaiah Thomas off the glass. Isaiah's heating up here in this half. Thomas with 13, had 7 at the half. Parrish against Lambeer. Dumars did a great job of cutting off the release pass. Parrish wanted to hit Johnson, so he had to turn around and hit the post-up jump shot. Boston by 2. Detroit can tie on this possession. Lambeer hooking over Bird and missing.
Lambeer is not a good low post player, and you can see he's uncomfortable down there even against the smaller Larry Bird.
Bird gets a 3-pointer. Bird can't hit. Throw the ball in the ocean for about 4 possessions. Then he goes down and gets a big one as Dantley fouls him, and he gets a 3-point opportunity.
Well, the difference was he took it into about 12 feet. And right now Larry Bird is not making his perimeter shot, but when he gets inside about 12, 13 feet, and he's able to just shoot the ball up over Adrian Dantley, I think you might see them go more into the post against him rather than have him rely on his perimeter outside shooting.
Particularly with Kevin McHale out of the ballgame. Bird's the second biggest Boston player in there. This program authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. 4:20 to go, third quarter. Boston by 5. That foul was on Darren Day, by the way. Detroit's bench has outscored Boston's bench in this game 17-6. Down the stretch, that'll become even more significant. We haven't seen much of Sally, Rodman, Vinnie Johnson. for Detroit so far.
This is a game where you might not see a whole lot of in the second half, maybe to give the veterans a blow. There's Bird in the post again.
With a left hand, and Doug Collins, you called it. They posted Bird down there, and here's where Boston's going to have trouble matching up on Larry Bird.
They're going to try to force Chuck Daly's hands to get Dantley out of the ball game, and now come in probably with Rodman. So now the tables are turned. Dantley, the offensive player for Detroit, is going to be forced out of the ball game.
Mahorn picked up the fourth. They're going to sit him down and leave Dantley in, but your point is still the same, Doug. No question in my mind, Rodman will go to Bird defensively.
And Adrian Dantley will go to Darren Day.
So 2 trips, 6 points for Larry Bird.
See,
And Boston builds a lead to 6.
Bird can beat you in so many ways. When the outside shot is not falling, he can take you into the post.
Bird has 21 in the game. Dantley 23. They're the 2 top scorers. Off the double team, Day stripped it away, and now a jump ball. Jess Kersey called it. He was right by it at the baseline. It'll be jumped up at the Detroit basket.
Darren Day made a terrific double team. Look at the double team. Darren Day, and here comes Bird. Both go in real strong, hands up. Day puts the ball clean, and then the jump ball as Adrian Dantley reaches back in as Danny Ainge will take a little bit of a rest, and Sam Vincent will check into the game to play in the backcourt with Dennis Johnson.
Big jump ball situation here for the third quarter. It's out of bounds. Neither official saw it. They're going to... Jack Madden and Kersey decided it belongs to Detroit. And I believe that call was correct. I think it was knocked out of bounds by Dennis Johnson. Boston by 6, 3:49 to go in the third. Detroit ball, Sally in the ball game. And now Rodman goes out.
Well, Dennis Rodman didn't last very long. He was only in for about 30 seconds.
Sam Vincent on Isaiah Thomas.
They'll run screen and roll to Isaiah Lambier. Lambier will roll out for the jump shot.
There it is, and get it.
It's that 15 play you got to defend against. That is so hard to defend against because Lambier is actually a forward. He rolls out and shoots the ball. He doesn't look to post it.
Some way to keep Lambier from rolling is about the only way to defend it.
You got to hold on to him, not let him get out of there.
4-point Boston lead.
Watch Bird try to draw the foul. He's going to be smart and try to take it right inside where he can get fouled.
Dennis Johnson over the 7-footer John Sally. Big bucket by Dennis Johnson, who has 15. What a game. Boston by 6. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Shot clock to 10. Dantley isolated on Day. There's that spin, the turnaround. Dantley. Oh, what a game he's having. How'd you like to be the officials in this ball game? You want to talk about pressure. At the beginning of the telecast, I asked you about pressure. I think the third option could have been Jess Kersey and Jack Madden.
No, I sure wouldn't. I wouldn't want to be official in a Pee Wee game.
Boston by 4, 2:30 to go in the quarter. And the foul against Detroit, John Sally. Sally picks up his third. Now Dumar's out. We have Vinnie Johnson into the ball game. So let's check that Detroit lineup. Lambier, Sally, and Dantley are up front. Thomas and Vinnie Johnson in the backcourt.
Yeah, the toughest thing about playing Larry Bird, especially when you're in the penalty, is you try to deny him the ball. And you got to be concerned that he's so smart at drawing contact that he'll draw the contact and he'll get you to the free throw line. He is very smart when he baits you into fouling. And if you're not in the penalty, he doesn't use it as much as when you can get to the free throw line.
Bird 7 out of 7 from the line in this game. Boston 83-77, 83-79, 8-4. Vincent a little out of control. Thomas all over it.
I don't know if I've ever seen a guy come off the bench like Vinnie Johnson, have no sweat broken or anything else, and still shoot the ball.
What a drive by Vincent, but he misses the layup. Sally gets the loose ball. Detroit can cut it to 2 with 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
There's that screen roll again. This time Vinnie takes it to the hoop.
Blocked, Parrish, but then Sally comes back with the jam. The rookie shows some poise there. Gets it jammed right in his face, and he comes right back with it.
This is a great game.
Oh, my. Detroit has not won in this building since 1982. Bird loses it out of bounds. He is furious at no call on that one, but Detroit gets the ball and has a chance to tie.
They're going to run screen roll again with Lambier. Let's see how they play it. He'll roll out and look to shoot the jump shot.
There it is. He's open. He misses it. Day got the ball. A loose ball foul is called on Detroit. It's on Sally.
Screen roll. Oh, there's the play a while ago. John Sally taking it to the basket. Great block by Parrish, but Sally recovers and goes up strong and dunks the basketball.
Sally goes out of the ball game right now. There's no question that that young man who has 4 fouls, if he keeps his act together, if he keeps progressing and all the things that are so difficult for these pro players, can be a great. He's got shot blocking ability, scoring ability, quick, runs the court.
Well, what you do is, as you mature as a player and you've been in the league for a while, you channel that emotion and that energy into being productive for you all the time.
Big misses. Day goes 0 for 2 from the line. Detroit has another chance to tie with 1:23 remaining in the third quarter.
We're seeing a Celtic team right now that is playing on determination and guts, because this Detroit team is making a run at them right now, and they've been able to tie, but they've never been able to take the lead.
If you go 8 deep right now with Boston, you got to think Detroit has the talent edge, not necessarily the experience or the tradition. And Vinnie Johnson, unconscious jumper. Again, coming off the dribble that time, but definitely in his rhythm. And it's tied at 83.
They want Bird in the post against Rodman.
Dennis Johnson got his own rebound, kept alive. Here's Sam Vinson. It's blocked by Lambier, controlled by Dennis Johnson. What poise he's showing. He takes it right back in there. Out of bounds, Detroit ball. Great Detroit defense. Check that. Kersey says it was out of bounds. It'll belong to Boston on the baseline.
Yo, that ref, bro. Yo, this ref was crazy. I never seen no ref hype like that.
Great Detroit defense. Check that. Kersey says it was out of bounds. It'll belong to Boston on the baseline.
These referees are working hard. Every shot is contested. There's body contact on every play. These guys are earning their money tonight.
New 24-second clock. Bird great on these inbound passes. Let's see what happens. Into Parrish. Tipped away. Dantley. Thomas.
Can they take the lead?
Vinnie Johnson, and Detroit has the lead for the first time since they led 2-0. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bird against Rodman. Doesn't get the three-point opportunity. Draws another foul, however. And it is Rodman's foul. Rodman has 4. Sally has 4. Mahorn has 4 for Detroit. Those are significant numbers. Only one player really in significant foul trouble for, make that 2, for Boston. McHale has 5 and Day has 4. Vinnie Johnson limping off the floor.
It looked like he banged his knee on that last fast break as he dished off. I think he maybe banged knees with a player.
Bird perfect from the free throw line tonight. That's his 8th free throw. He has 24 points. Dantley leads all scorers with 25. Fred Roberts in for Parrish. Last 26 seconds of the third quarter.
Well, Detroit should try to run it down and get the last shot. A lot of times they try to isolate high outside with Isaiah Thomas. Let him handle the ball on the dribble. Maybe you look to penetrate, or they either drive the ball to the basket, or Bill Lambier likes to step up and set that screen roll. So let's see what they like to do here.
And Detroit take the lead going out of the third quarter. They've packed ice on the left ankle of Vinnie Johnson. He's on the bench.
Be aware that Isaiah does not have the ball right now, but he's going to try to come off the screen and get the ball.
Traveling call on Lambier. I see an ice towel wrapped on the ankle and an ice bag on the knee of Vinnie Johnson. So it could be his knee or his ankle. At the buzzer, Johnson misses.
They call a foul.
Call it. There's a foul. There is 1 second remaining. The game clock did not go off. It's down to 1 second, and Dantley committed the foul. That's a big one. And now he has 4. So 4 Detroit players. Dantley, Mahorn, Rodman, and Sally with 4 fouls. McHale with 5 for Boston.
I tell you what happened. The last possession, Detroit went for the shot a little bit too soon. And as a result, they gave Boston the last opportunity to come down and score. And we played a wild and woolly third period, and a PJ Kansas free throw, you realize that both teams played neck and neck, that the score would actually be even in the third period. With all that action, Boston would still have a 2-point lead, and McHale has been on the bench most of the time.
Well, he didn't can the free throw. Dennis Johnson uncharacteristically missing the free throw. Boston leads by 1, 86-85. Back for the final 12 in Game 5 right after this.
All right, y'all. That's it for part 2, man. We're gonna definitely have part 3 to try to finish it all out. But yeah, man, this is extremely good, man. I'm glad I picked this for my second full game, man. This is intense. This is a game they're going back and forth. Everybody almost falling out. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy times, man. Even Larry Bird is hitting. I know he's not hitting his shots like he normally do, but it don't matter. He, whatever, you know, he's inside. If he don't got certain games ain't going for him, he got other stuff on his belt, you know? But yeah, that's about it, man. Wrapping up this part 2, man. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day. And yeah, we're definitely going to get into that part 3. Definitely look out for that, man. But this is intense right here, y'all. This is crazy, man. Definitely can't wait for part 3. But for now, man, I'm out. Definitely going to get that part 3. It's definitely coming ASAP. And I love y'all, man. I'm out. Peace.